Welcome to my channel BBC Rare Coin. Hey coin collectors. Today we're diving into one of America's most iconic coins, the Wheat Penny. From hidden rarities to surprising values, let's uncover the story behind this classic US coin. Let's get into it. Top 1. You won't believe how a tiny copper coin from 1940 could be worth more than your car, your vacation, maybe even your college tuition. This isn't just any penny. This is one of the rarest, most talked about wheat pennies in US history. And yes, someone paid $55,000 for it. It's the 1940 Wheat Penny, a coin that looks ordinary to most. But to collectors, it's gold hidden in copper. So what makes this 1 cent coin so special? Let's go deep. In 1940, the US Mint produced hundreds of millions of Lincoln Wheat Pennies. But rare errors, unique minting flaws, and ultra-low surviving conditions changed everything. Some of these 1940 pennies were struck off-center. Some had doubling in the date, what's called a double die. Some were made using leftover bronze planchets when the rest were transitioning to cheaper metal. And others? They had mint marks in the wrong position or were struck on foreign coin blanks. That's where the money is. The rarest 1940 Wheat Penny ever sold came with one of these errors: clean surfaces, crisp lines, and a mint state grade that blew collectors' minds. It didn't just fetch a few $100. It went for a jaw-dropping $55,000 at auction. Yes, $55,000. For 1 penny. Imagine checking your pocket change and finding one of these. That 1 cent sitting in a jar, in a drawer, in the back of your grandma's cabinet. It could be your ticket to 5 figures. Collectors call it the ultimate sleeper coin. Dealers still talk about the one that sold for more than a luxury car. And here's the twist: some of these 1940 Wheat Pennies are still out there. Unnoticed. Unloved. Undiscovered. So next time you find an old penny with wheat stalks on the back and 1940 on the front, look again. Look closer. That might not be just spare change. It might be the most valuable penny you've ever touched. And just like that, 1 cent becomes $55,000. Top 2. This is the story of a single penny, just 1 cent, that sold for $63,000. It's brown, old, worn, and most people would throw it in a tip jar without blinking. But the 1946 Wheat Penny isn't just loose change. It's a hidden fortune. 1946, post-World War II. The U.S. Mint returned to copper after using steel in 1943. Over 991 million wheat pennies were made that year. But something slipped through the cracks. A handful of these coins weren't struck on copper at all. They were printed, by accident, on leftover steel planchets from 1943. The result? A silver-colored 1946 penny that was never supposed to exist. One of these rare error coins showed up at an auction. Perfect condition. Shimmering steel. Sold. $63,000. Collectors lost their minds. It looked like any other penny, until it didn't. These steel 1946 wheat pennies are among the rarest U.S. coins ever discovered. And it's not just the steel ones. Some 1946 pennies have insane errors: double dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes. In mint state, those can fetch thousands. Got one in your pocket? That ordinary-looking coin might pay off your car, your credit card, maybe even your house. Most people ignore pennies. The smart ones know better. 1 cent, nearly 80 years old. Worth more than gold. The 1946 Wheat Penny, still hiding in plain sight. Check your change. You might be holding $63,000 and not even know it. Top 3. This is a time machine. A 1951 Wheat Penny, yes, a coin worth 1 cent, sold for an unbelievable $59,000. And it's not a myth. It happened. It's real. It's viral. And it could be sitting right now in your change jar, under your couch, or buried in a box from your grandparents' attic. America was post-war strong. The economy was booming. And the U.S. Mint was pumping out billions of coins. Over 1 billion wheat pennies were struck that year. On the surface, they all look the same. Copper, Lincoln's face on the front, wheat ears on the back. But a few slipped through that were anything but ordinary. A tiny number of 1951 wheat pennies left the mint with rare, dramatic minting errors. We're talking double dies, off-metal strikes, extremely rare planchets, and sharp repunched mint marks. And then there's the crown jewel, the 1951 Wheat Penny struck on a silver dime planchet. Imagine that. A penny-sized coin, but thinner, slightly off color, and just different enough to go unnoticed until it hits the right hands. That wrong planchet, that wrong metal, that mint mistake turned a 1-cent piece into a $59,000 jackpot. It's one of the most sought-after error coins in modern American history. Rare, mysterious, almost impossible to fake, and nearly impossible to find. But someone found it. They held it. They sold it. And they walked away with a fortune. Why so valuable? Because it's a ghost. It's a glitch in the system. It's something that was never supposed to happen. And coin collectors? They'll do anything to get their hands on that kind of mistake. There are also ultra-rare versions with doubled lettering, clear, powerful doubling in the word, liberty, or the date 1951. Mint condition versions with strong luster, high-grade surfaces, and nowhere can reach jaw-dropping prices. Especially those graded MS66 and above. Every tiny detail, every ridge, every letter matters. Because in the coin world, perfection is priceless. It's not just an old coin. It's history. It's an artifact. It's a secret slipped into circulation. Think about how many people spent one of these by accident. Think about how many were tossed into jars, forgotten in drawers, or lost behind bookshelves. One of the most valuable coins ever created by mistake, and it looks just like the ones you see every day. $59,000. 1 cent, nearly identical to billions of others. The 1951 Wheat Penny isn't just rare. It's legendary. Check your change. Look closely. That dull copper coin in your hand? It might be the one. Top 4. The 1954 Wheat Penny. At first glance, it looks like any other penny, copper, worn, maybe a little dirty. But what if I told you that one of these seemingly ordinary coins once sold for $75,000? Yes, $75,000 for a single 1-cent piece. It sounds unbelievable, but this coin is one of the most valuable and rarest in U.S. history. 1954 was a year when millions of wheat pennies were minted, part of the final years of the iconic wheat ear reverse design. The vast majority of these coins circulated quietly in pockets and registers, destined to be forgotten. But hidden among these millions was a rare error that has become a legend in the coin collecting world. This penny isn't valuable just because of its age or its design. It's valuable because of a remarkable minting error that made it a unique treasure. What makes the 1954 Wheat Penny so special is that a very small number were struck on the wrong planchet. Instead of the usual copper, some were accidentally struck on aluminum planchets left over from experimental coins or other test runs at the mint. This mistake produced pennies that look drastically different. The aluminum penny is lighter in weight and has a completely different metallic sheen, more silver-like than the usual warm copper. Because the aluminum planchet was never intended for circulation. These pennies are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. One pristine example of this aluminum 1954 Wheat Penny sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $75,000, setting records and becoming a viral sensation overnight. Collectors scrambled to find similar specimens, but only a handful exist, and even fewer in such pristine condition. But that's not the only rare version of the 1954 penny. Some feature dramatic double dies on the date and the word liberty, where the doubling is so strong, it looks like two overlapping images. Others have severe off-center strikes or repunched mint marks, all commanding prices in the thousands to tens of thousands of dollars. The condition is crucial. High-grade examples, those with crisp details, no wear, and vibrant luster, are worth exponentially more. Coins graded MS65 or higher can be worth 10 times what worn examples fetch. And when you combine a rare error like an aluminum planchet with a high grade, that's when the price skyrockets. The 1954 Wheat Penny stands as a testament to the unexpected value hidden in everyday objects. A coin so small and common that people overlook it, but one mistake at the mint transformed it into a prize worth more than a luxury car. If you're holding a 1954 Wheat Penny, take a closer look. It might just be the most valuable coin you'll ever find, and the $75,000 price tag isn't just a story, it's real. So next time you sift through your change, remember, fortune can come in the smallest packages. The 1954 Wheat Penny, rare, viral, and priceless. Top 5. The 1957 Wheat Penny might look like just another ordinary coin in your pocket, but what if I told you some of these pennies have sold for as much as $47,000? Yes, $47,000 for a single 1-cent piece. It sounds unbelievable, but this particular coin is one of the most valuable and rarest in American numismatic history. In 1957, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of wheat pennies, with Lincoln's iconic profile on the front and the famous wheat ears on the back. For most people, These pennies were just everyday currency, small, copper, and easy to overlook. But among the countless coins minted that year, a few slipped through with incredibly rare errors that turned them into collectors' holy grails. One of the most valuable variations of the 1957 wheat penny is the famous double die error. This is where the date, and sometimes the word liberty, appear doubled, making the coin stand out sharply from others. The doubling is not just slight, it's bold, clear, and almost looks like two images overlapping. These coins are extremely scarce and command huge prices, especially when found in pristine condition. Even rarer are the 1957 pennies struck on the wrong planchet or made from unusual metal blends. Some pennies were accidentally minted on leftover aluminum or zinc planchets from test runs or other minting errors. These mistakes make the coin lighter in weight and give it a distinctive color, different from the standard copper penny. Such coins are incredibly rare and sought after by collectors worldwide. But the crown jewel for the 1957 wheat penny is the combination of mint errors and near-perfect condition. Coins graded at mint state 65 or higher, especially those with clear doubling or off-center strikes, have been known to fetch prices as high as $47,000 at auction. Why such a high price for a coin worth just 1 cent? Because rarity and condition drive the market. When you find a coin with a minting error this striking, combined with excellent preservation, collectors are willing to pay a premium that seems unbelievable for such a small piece of metal. Imagine holding a 1957 penny with bold doubling on the date, sharp edges, and brilliant copper luster. That tiny coin holds decades of history and a fortune within its details. Over the years, these coins have become viral sensations in the numismatic community, often shared online and in auction houses, stirring excitement and driving up demand. Stories of people discovering one in old coin rolls or forgotten jars have added to the coin's mystique and value. So next time you come across a 1957 wheat penny, don't just toss it aside. Look carefully at the date and lettering. Check for any doubling or unusual color or weight. That simple penny could be your ticket to $47,000, a treasure hiding in plain sight. The 1957 wheat penny isn't just a coin. It's a rare gem, a viral legend, and a reminder that sometimes the most valuable things come in the smallest packages.